In this day and age, paying attention is impossible. We crave jumping from app to app to app like frogs trying to find a lily pad that won't sink under its weight. And we need headphones because if our eardrums aren't being blown to pieces by our favourite song, God forbid, we could never put one foot in front of the other to reach our destinations. In a world where the information we consume disappears from our stomachs if we're not quick enough to digest it, embodying traits of attentiveness and thoughtfulness is a rarity. A daily lack of attentiveness will be the death of our ability to be thoughtful if we're not careful. So, by the end of this, you'll understand why embodying more thoughtfulness and attentiveness, even if it's only by 0.1%, makes a big impact because even a little bit goes a long way. Part 1. The difference. What's the difference between thoughtfulness and attentiveness? Attentiveness is defined as paying attention and listening carefully, and noticing is one of its synonyms. Picture an invisible king. Authority and prowess are the bricks that build his demeanour. His crown, weighted by jewels coloured in frequencies unknown to the human eye, seemed to hold up the sky. And the intricacies of his robe told woven stories detailing his ascent to the throne. Nonetheless, he's a living ghost. His commands are a wordless novel. It's impossible for the blind to fawn over jewels that they can't see, and the stories told in his robe were as good as burned heretic archives. Whilst beggars get the occasional pity smile, the king receives nothing. So I wrote this description about a building that I saw while sat in the park, and despite me seeming like a nerdy little buildophile, I stared at it for ages trying to notice anything that I could use to make my description stronger. And the building itself can represent anything that we give our attention to. It could be our experiences, friends or families who have features, dreams and details that we never notice, even if the evidence is plainly laid before us. And attentiveness is to focus on the overshadowed attributes, and in doing so, uncovering the truth, knowledge and beauty behind them. Furthermore, the concept of the invisible king represents how these intricate details that you wouldn't see without paying attention are often the most valuable. We don't recognize that our mom is top tier at making something from nothing, or our friend is desperate for a hug, or our neighbour genuinely loves getting that good morning shout from across the road. Attentiveness means seeking new revelations, ones that we can barely see even though they're in our faces, like someone who does not understand the concept of personal space. On the other hand, thoughtfulness is both defined as the quality of thinking carefully about how to do something so that it's effective, and a care and consideration for other people. Equating a building to a king isn't easy without a form of thoughtfulness. I tell you now, I was on that park bench for hours, and I had to describe the people walking past the building as civilians of a royal kingdom, and I had to imagine a room fit for a royalty from cracks in the wall. Whilst this required thought, I wouldn't say that this embodied the entire meaning of thoughtfulness. Can I be thoughtful towards a building? Am I going to pick up his diabetes medication and hide it in his favourite snack to make sure that he takes it? Can I take it on a surprise trip to New York because it's his life dream? No! Usually when someone's being thoughtful, a sentiment like, I thought about you so I decided to insert something that was heartwarming is expressed. For example, if I wrote it for someone who loved and appreciated the history of the building without them expecting it, that could be regarded as thoughtful. Thoughtfulness is deliberately keeping others in mind and finding a way to show them love in a way that they weren't expecting. Okay, so I have a theory that attentiveness and thoughtfulness together creates the following equation. Knowledge plus creativity equals powerful action. Attentiveness is the knowledge. The more we pay attention, the more we know, the more information we can work with, and the more thoughtful that we can be. Thoughtfulness is the creativity, taking what we know and remixing it into something remarkable. And the powerful action is the outcome, making another person's heart melt. Part 2. The what. What does a lack of attentiveness/thoughtfulness look like? A lack of attentiveness and thoughtfulness is not always a deliberately bad thing. Sometimes we're just distracted, we're forgetful, we're human, we're this, we're that. You're not going to remember everyone's birthday, favourite food and sibling's name unless you're going to make a character profile of everyone in your notes like some serial killer and like colour code everything in your calendar. I can't lie, I do that. I don't know why I said that, to be honest. However, most often, lack of attentiveness or thoughtfulness looks more like mild ignorance. It looks like getting your mom big, young, thug-looking silver jewellery year after year for her birthday when you've only ever seen her wear the gold dainty kind. She smiles and accepts your gift as mothers do, but every year you're confused as to why your auntie always seems to own the same jewellery that you gift her. It looks like being ignorant of the fact that your friend's allergic to nuts, yet carelessly clapping down the Snickers bar around them. You've only got yourself to blame when you're on trial as the attempted nut killer due to your knowledge of the victim's biological shortcomings. It looks like sitting on the priority seat on the bus, dismissing the old man whose feeble knees are about to fail under him as he stands, and as the bus turns, he looks like he's hula hooping, but the hula hoop's not. That's not funny, you know. Don't be a slob of meat, give up your seat. Dismissing details from things, experiences, and the people around us due to not giving them enough attention means that the person we've known for 10 years is the person we've only known for 2 days. Mere familiarity is disguised as a relational bond. This is why the friendships that you thought you'd have for a long time end sometimes, not in the natural way, but because neither friend paid attention to the other below surface level and didn't continue to get to know them as they changed. As you went through life, the foundation of your brittle friendship changed and there was nothing left. Why? Because no attention was paid to the new things in your friend's life that replaced the old. The basis of one's motives also means that attentiveness and thoughtfulness can be weaponized and skewed. This is where others can manipulate you into meeting their needs by appearing thoughtful but expecting reciprocation and getting mad when they don't receive it. Despite thoughtfulness and attentiveness being shown in this context, the essence isn't there. It's like a living being with no soul. If you're on this nonsense here, it's 2 out of 10 behavior sorted out introspection yesterday. Part 3. The why. Why are acts of being attentive and thoughtful important? Have you ever had someone do something truly thoughtful for you? I'm talking like so thoughtful that your heart is overjoyed, you could be brought to tears, you don't even swing that way but you're falling in love? It's because they paid enough attention to you to do something that you would appreciate. Think of attentiveness and thoughtfulness as sprinters in a 2-man relay race. The start that attentiveness gets off to helps to determine the position that thoughtfulness, the second runner, will come in at the finish line. If attentiveness has a weak start, thoughtfulness will have to make up for it by working a bit harder to pick up the slack. As the running track is hidden away in your mind, the only thing an outsider sees are the medals, not the work behind it. This is why it doesn't matter how small your acts of thoughtfulness are. You'll always be appreciated because regardless of the effort that went into the race, you'll always make others feel like winners. It's quite literally a win-win situation. Everyone benefits when you're thoughtful due to oxytocin, the hormone associated with attachment and social bonding, which is inhibited by acts such as giving to and receiving from others. Even things like looking up from your phone or laptop to give people eye contact as you talk to them is more appreciated than you think it is. Spreading the love, care, and attention that you want to receive without expectation is important because for some people, a little attention will be on their heart for years to come, and it will be reciprocated in due time. To conclude, attention is just a seed that grows a tree of knowledge, and thoughtfulness is the art of picking the best fruit to give to the hungry. We all love when we're eating, so why don't we make more of an effort to feed others? You don't have to be a fraction as thoughtful as Jesus was when he died on a cross for humanity to make an impact. Even if your actions seem small, the hearts of others will be warmed like bread being baked in the soul of an oven, and the feeling will come back around to you more often. There's enough oxytocin to go around, so there's nothing wrong with making sure everyone has it in abundance. Anyways, until next time, until next Friday, Alicia, Theodore. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you could possibly know. Shout out to my 13 subscribers. And if you're new here, hi stranger, welcome to the club. If you find it in your heart to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, that would be appreciated. Also in the top right, there should be a link to my previous video. And if you like this one, you should like that one. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed making it. And I'll see you next Friday at 3 p.m. Okay, cool. I'm closing the laptop now.